happening there, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today, we have an exciting cartoon recap lined up for discussion. We'll be diving deep into the world of Adventure Time, covering its captivating journey from its inception to its epic conclusion. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more cartoon recaps like this. Let's get into it right now. In the aftermath of the Mushroom War, humanity faced extinction and a new world emerged filled with magic, deadly beasts, and bizarre creatures. To protect themselves, humans formed a civilized community on an isolated island in the middle of the ocean, guarded to prevent outsiders from entering or leaving. This island eventually split to different kingdoms like the Fire Kingdom, the Candy Kingdom, the Ice Kingdom, and the Grass Kingdom, the latter also being known as the Land of Oo, where a young boy named Finn resided. These elemental kingdoms have existed for thousands of years, created by the founders of the Ice Crown as a defense against the periodic comet impact that threatened the Earth. The Ice Crown could grant the wishes of its wearer, but it also posed dangers, which will be discussed later on. Within the civilized community, humans had different occupations such as doctors, founders, hiders trying to escape the island, and seekers trained to catch the hiders. One notable seeker was Carla, also known as Susan Strong. She caught a hider named Martin who had been helping people escape, but in the process, he got injured and hospitalized. It was during his hospital stay that he met Dr. Minerva, whom he fell in love, married, and had a child named Finn. However, one night, trouble struck, and Martin was forced to flee the island with baby Finn. As he crossed the island's borders, the Guardian attacked him, leading to their separation. Minerva, determined to find her husband and child, sent the best seeker, Susan, on a search mission, but despite her efforts, she couldn't locate them. Meanwhile, a deadly virus spread throughout the island, killing a significant portion of its population, leaving Minerva as the only sole survivor. In an attempt to save the island, she uploaded her brain into a computer and created thousands of helpers. Meanwhile, baby Finn drifted away by the waves to the Land of Oo, where he was found and adopted by a couple named Joshua and Margaret. They raised Finn alongside their son Jake, and the two grew up as best friends, living their adventurous lives in a treehouse. Jake gained his powers after an incident where his dad got stung by a mysterious creature and grew a tumor which turned out to be a baby with elastic abilities. This baby, named Jake, would become Finn's adoptive brother. As Finn and Jake explored the island of Oo, they encountered various characters, including Marceline the Vampire Queen and the Ice King, who was once a human named Simon. The Ice King's transformation was a result of wearing the cursed ice crown, which also caused him to lose his fiancée, Betty. Marceline's own past involved discovering that her mother had abandoned her due to her illness, leading her to a life of hunting demons. The Land of Oo was also home to Bimo, a character who had lived the longest, created by a human named Mo, and kept alive through life support. Princess Bubblegum, on the other hand, was born from a massive blob-like hive mind called the Mother Gum, made of pink gum. These intertwining tales of adventure and struggle in the Land of Oo paint a vivid picture of a world filled with magic, danger, and fascinating creatures, each with their own unique stories and destinies. After the war, another massive pink gum known as Mother Gum was present, and Princess Bubblegum harnessed its abilities to generate energy for the Candy Kingdom. Being lonely, she created a family of candy people, and together they built the Candy Kingdom. However, among the candy people, there was one named Gumball who had ambitions of becoming a king and establishing his own kingdom. He devised a devious plan to make the candy people dumb by creating a beverage that would affect their intelligence negatively. Gumball used the manipulated candy people against Princess Bubblegum, hoping to overthrow her. However, she managed to thwart his plan, regaining the loyalty of her people, while Gumball himself ended up falling victim to his own invention, becoming one of the very dumb candy people he had created. Princess Bubblegum, determined to protect her kingdom, employed two colossal candy giants to guard it against any potential threat. With these protective measures in place, she ensured the safety and stability of the Candy Kingdom. In the 5th episode, Finn and Jake stumbled upon the Enchiridion book, which marked the beginning of many great adventures. As the story unfolded, they learned about Lady Rainicorn's love story with Jake, who had a fear of the ocean. They also encountered the mischievous Magic Man, who harbored ill intentions towards Finn and Jake. Later, they met Billy, their old role model, and Susan, who had lost her memory and was hiding underground with her friends. Finn was unknowingly sought by Susan, and she even caused some trouble in the Candy Kingdom due to her insatiable love for candy. In episode 24 of the 2nd season, the most dangerous foe, known as the Lich, was introduced. He was once imprisoned by Billy in the Candy Kingdom, but managed to escape by taking control of the mind of a snail. He then sought to regain his power, leading to a fierce battle with Finn and Jake. Eventually, he possessed Princess Bubblegum's body, transforming her into a monster and causing her to be frozen and shattered by the Ice King. Susan sought Finn's help to illuminate the underground city, and during this time, Finn encountered Flame Princess for the first time, instantly falling in love with her. They began dating when a bear also appeared, seeking to replace Finn and befriend him. Magic Man, who committed several crimes, was banished by his brother, the King of Mars, who was also Abraham Lincoln. He later switched bodies with Jake to return to Mars and face his death sentence. However, Jake died in Magic Man's body, leading to a complex chain of events that ultimately brought Jake back to life at the cost of Lincoln's soul. In the last episode of Season 4, Finn had a nightmare where the Lich killed Billy, prompting him to check on him. Billy was alright and requested that Finn and Jake gather all the princess's diamonds to defeat the Lich. But they eventually discovered that Billy had the Enchiridion book, which eventually revealed the existence of different dimensions and Prismo's time room. However, the Lich was actually manipulating Finn and Jake all along, and his wish in the time room had led to a drastic change in events. Finn and Jake were unaffected because they were in the time room. After some twists and turns, Finn made a wish that changed the course of events, leading to a different world with no Mushroom War. Finn and Jake ended up back in their own dimension, but the Lich remained in another dimension alongside Prismo. As the story progressed further, we learned that Jake's wife, Lady Rainicorn, gave birth to 5 kids, and a new ultimate villain named Gulp was briefly introduced. The king of the Land of Oo deceived Princess Bubblegum, setting up events for the future. Finn acquired a unique grass sword that merged with his body, and despite trying to get rid of it, he eventually embraced its power for his fight. In a series of events, the Ice King's crown stopped working, leading him to seek Marceline's help to bring back Hambo, a cherished puppet from his past. The two reconnected, but Betty, who sought to cure the crown's curse, ended up disappearing through a time portal. In the last episode of the 5th season, Finn discovered that his dad was alive and imprisoned within Billy's soul while he seemingly overcame his fear of water. The story continued to unfold with more adventures, relationships, and challenges awaiting Finn and Jake in the Land of Oo. After Finn and Jake encountered Prismo, they sought his help to reach the prison where Finn's dad was held. However, the Lich was present as well and attempted to kill Prismo by targeting an old man who was dreaming about himself. When the old man was killed, a portal opened and sucked the Lich inside due to his universal crimes. Finn and Jake followed him and found Finn's dad, but he showed no care for his son and fled the prison. The Lich attacked him in his skeletal form, but Finn defeated him using a strange material that turned him into a baby. While pursuing his father, Finn's hand got cut off and a flower grew from it. Back in the Land of Oo, Finn and Jake lived with Tree Trunks and her husband while taking care of the baby Lich. He later encountered a version of himself from a time formula who lived inside another sword. They also learned that a comet headed for Earth was redirected to Mars, where Grub Gob Globgrod sacrificed himself to destroy it. Finn's dad continued stealing gold, and Gunter was revealed to be Orgoloric, an ancient cosmic entity. In the Land of Oo, a coup resulted in the exile of Princess Bubblegum, and they prepared a spaceship to destroy the 1,000-year comet. Gunter, in his Orgoloric form, absorbed the comet's energy, and Finn's dad helped Finn stop him. Finn then chose to return to Earth, parting ways with his father again, while Gunter returned to being a penguin. In the Marceline stake storyline, Marceline sought to become human and asked Princess Bubblegum for help. They encountered a group of vampires that Marceline had previously defeated to protect the humans. After extracting the vampire serum for Marceline, they revived the vampires, but they ended up causing chaos. Marceline eventually defeated the smoke creature and restored peace. Later, Betty returned after researching the crown and gave it back to the Ice King, Simon. Prismo informed Finn and Jake about problems in the farm dimension, where Finn was the Ice King and Jake was the Lich. They opened portals to many dimensions to save the world and defeated the Lich. During this event, Finn's sword broke. Magic Man, now normal, became the King of Mars and reconciled with his brother Globgrod. Patient, a new character, appeared as the inheritor of the ice element from the past and sought other element inheritors. In the Islands episodes, Finn and Jake embarked on a journey to discover the truth about Finn's past and his parents. They found a map of an island that humans inhabited. Along the way, they encountered various islands, each with its own unique challenges. On the Founders Island, Finn finally met his mother, who was inside a robot, and learned about his parents' past and his own origin. Back in the Land of Oo, the Elements episodes revealed that Princess Bubblegum was trying to turn everyone into candy people. Ice King saved them and explained that Patience was to blame for this transformation. She had hypnotized the princesses and imbued them with their inherited powers, causing chaos. Betty returned to seek a solution to Simon's condition and used the Enchiridion book to manipulate time, but things didn't go as planned and she ended up on Mars. Finn and Jake embarked on a mission to collect the diamonds, which Betty needed for her plan. However, she deceived them and ran away, leaving them stranded. Fortunately though, Lumpy Space Princess helped them recover. It was later revealed that Lumpy Space Princess was a balancing element, holding all the other elements together. Betty's actions led to the restoration of the Land of Oo, and Patience froze herself for 10,000 years to correct her mistakes. Meanwhile, Jake learned about his past and the source of his power from a dream about his brother. He transformed back to his normal self, overcoming a challenge from an alien that kidnapped him. Fern, an entity created by Finn's grassland and his younger self, struggled with identity issues and tried to replace Finn. However, in a confrontation, Fern died and his remains were used by Gumball to create the Green Knight. Gumball aimed to create his dream city and attack the Candy Kingdom with an army of robots. Princess Bubblegum was prepared to retaliate against his assault. In a parallel storyline, Betty sought to find Gulp, the apparent god of their world, while Finn and Jake underwent tests to rescue Jake from an alien that had taken him. The Great War was about to begin as Betty and Normal Man prepared for battle using sorcery linked to Gulp. However, before the fight could even start, Jake threw a sleeping bomb, causing everyone to fall into a deep sleep and fight each other in their dreams. Inside the dream, Jake played with his brother, and Finn managed to free Fern from the parasite that was controlling him. Princess Bubblegum reconciled with Gumball, and everyone admitted their mistakes, leading to the war being called off. During the conflict, Gulp arrived and transformed the army into monsters, wreaking havoc. Ice King tried to stop Betty, but got swallowed by Gulp, prompting Finn and Betty to follow him. Betty wore the crown and tried to make Gulp disappear, but her wishes didn't work until she wished for Simon to stay safe. Gulp changed shape and vanished after swallowing Betty. Gunter wore the crown, resembling the Ice King, and Fern was released from the parasite's control and eventually faded away. Later, the characters lived happily, and the humans returned to the Land of Oo. The story was narrated by an unknown person to Beth and Shermie, who became the new rulers of the Land of Oo. The series Distant Lands showed Finn as an old man after he and Jake had passed away. Finn died, happy to join Jake in the afterlife, where they hoped to find a way to revive themselves. They faced death, represented by the Lich, and eventually found a portal to escape. Finn and Jake might have been reincarnated as Beth and Shermie, or they might have returned to life. The perspective of the storyline had a beautiful filter, similar to the way that we've seen previous episode. The story concludes with the uncertainty of the fate of other characters and the assumption that everyone else might have passed away except for Finn, who was still alive. The future of the Land of Ooo remained mysterious and open to interpretation. Adventure Time marked the end of an extraordinary and beloved cartoon series that has captured the hearts of many fans from around the world. As we bid farewell to the adventures in the Land of Ooo, we cherish the memories, the laughters, and the emotions it brought to us throughout the years. Goodbye for now. We look forward to the possibility of seeing our favorite characters and their world in new and exciting ways in the future. Until then, thank you, Adventure Time, for all the incredible journeys and unforgettable moments. Thanks a lot for watching, you guys, and I'll see you back here again in another adventure.